Saigon, where it gets darker every minute. It's 5:30 here, and the sun is setting, so you can see that behind us. We thought we'd start off the year with a webinar on flights to Vietnam, inbound flights to Vietnam, to be precise. Getting into Vietnam is difficult, but it's not impossible, certainly not. And during this webinar, we will talk you through a number of topics. I will not do that alone. I will do that together with my colleague, Ms. Mayan.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Mayan, and I'm the Senior Visa Officer in DBAV.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the content of the webinar. It should take about 30-35 minutes, dependent on you, basically, because if you have a lot of questions, then we will stay online a little bit longer, and if you don't, then we will quit a little bit sooner. But I expect, based on previous experience, that it will take about 30 minutes and you will be fully up to date. The webinar will be recorded and the slides will be shared, so you don't need to do print screen or anything such. The main topic, the main idea is that we will explain the process, and but we will try to move as quickly as possible to what matters most to you, which are the questions. So we've had a number of questions from you on the registration form. That is something that we will use as one of our slides, and you can also ask your questions live, and then we will see if we can answer them right away, and if we need more time to figure it out or to do some research, then we will get back to you about that later. What I try not to do is sort of respond to all the gossip that's going around. Of course, there is news on vaccinations, there is news on a highly contagious mutant version of the virus. I will leave that up to all the Facebook groups and Facebook chats out there. When it comes to the new, how can I call it, the mutant version of the virus, there is some rumor, but there's nothing clear yet about, for example, flights from the UK being suspended or flights from other countries being suspended. There are some proposals from the ministry, apparently, according to the Vietnamese media, but nothing is quite clear about that yet. What is clear is that Vietnam is not, or the government of Vietnam is not considering to resume international commercial flights, but that is nothing new. Then about vaccines in Vietnam, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's nothing in the news about that either that is officially confirmed. I've tried to contact the two offices of Pfizer Vietnam and also of AstraZeneca Vietnam to ask them, but they were not available. They didn't pick up the phone. What I want to achieve is to get some clarity on vaccines to Vietnam, or maybe some more clarity about the Vietnamese vaccine that's been worked on. Unfortunately, it's so far quite difficult to shed some, real light on that matter. We do this webinar on a weekly basis, and I'm trying to get in touch also with representatives of those offices as to sort of get some more inside information that we could then, in such case, hopefully share. But so far, to no avail. So that is news and updates as far as I am concerned. The contents are quite easy, so we start with the paperwork process. Well, you can see it all there. Point 1 to 3 will be treated by Mayan. Point 4 is something that I will do. The Q&A is something that we will do with all of us. And I'm very happy to have Mr. Harold Bloemendaal, one of our customers, as our witness. He's actually in quarantine right now, and we found him available to sort of share his story with us. So Harold will come online soon. Okay, so having said that, without further ado, let's move on to the next slide, and I give the word to you, Maya.
So let's start with the paperwork process, and I will go through this topic really quickly because apparently, if you have studied about the process, you already know about all the necessary papers. So basically, you will need like seven kind of documents to get the entry permit process. So the first is your passport, of course, and for the people who want to come into Vietnam right now, the government only allow expert, investor, foreign worker, and skilled labor to come into Vietnam. So that means you need to have a sponsor company who will invite you and who will be responsible for you in Vietnam. So the second document you need is the business license, the VAT report, the registration certificate of the company, and the stamp notification from the company. And for the temporary residence card or visa or working permit, if you have it, it's good. If you don't have it yet, it's okay. We can still continue our project without or with it. And other information, you can see just your travel itinerary. Let's not strange things to you. And let's look at the entry permit timeline. As you can see here, I put it in 4 steps, and this timeline is just for cases in Ho Chi Minh City, and the other cases in the other provinces will take a little bit longer time. And the total time for the entry permit service gonna be around 1 month or 1.5 months. It depends on your case. So for step 1, what we get from the step 1, we will have the approval letter from the People's Committee and the Department of Labor. And continue to the step 2, you will have the letter of issuance entry visas from the Immigration Department. And step 3, just the notification to the International Quarantine Center. And the step 4, that you only need to get the visa from the embassy, and or a visa on arrival. You do the health check before flying and ready to take off. Let's look at further into step 1. That after preparing all of the paper I mentioned above, that you will give it to me, you will submit it to me, and then I will continue the further step. And you only need to prepare hotel reservation and the flight booking for this step. And the step 2 is less work than step 1, of course. After you get the letter from the Immigration Department, you just need to send it to the airline company and you schedule a day for a COVID test. And step 3, in step 3, you just need to notify the International Quarantine Center, and it's just paperwork, and it can be done in just 1 day. And step 4 is just ready for departing. That's it. And about the process to book an inbound flight and any new updates on that. So let's see what we get here. According to Qatar Airlines, though the list below are the documents that you need to submit them if you want to have the official flight ticket. I know that at the moment, many flight ticket agency, they still can offer you the commercial flight ticket, but Vietnam has suspended all of the commercial flight tickets. So if your flight agency doesn't have experience on booking the return flight from the EU to Vietnam, so please let us help you, because you know what, I have a lot of customers that have who has struggled in booking the flight ticket with those kind of agency, and it takes a lot of time. So we are offering you right now that we can assist you with the flight booking, sorry. And the paper you have to prepare, why you need us, because you will have to submit those papers to the flight agency with deadline. So as you can see from the table, 8 days prior to the flight, you will need to submit them the letter from the bespoke committee and the immigration department, the hotel booking as well, and the airport pickup plan, and the hotel booking and the airport pickup plan, I will also assist you with that. So it's really convenient for you. And I suggest that you should have your international health insurance before coming to Vietnam. And it means also with the commitment letter of the sponsor company.
Yeah.
So 2 days prior to the flight, you will have to submit the COVID-19 negative testing result. You already know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to some recommended quarantine hotels. And so as you can read from the slide, there are some notes that I want you to focus on. Only some hotels are allowed to do the quarantine service for the foreign people coming to Vietnam. And besides the fee that you have to pay for your stay, you will need to pay for the transportation as well because it's compulsory. Also, we have some related expenses like doctor in residence, the staff will come and take your, the health center staff will come to the hotel and test you twice during your quarantine period. And you will have to do the quarantine duration in 14 days and 15 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you will check out in the morning of the 16th day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there will be 2 PCR tests as I mentioned. So in Ho Chi Minh City, we recommend 4 hotels. As you can see, that is the IBIS, the Norfolk, and Holiday Inn. For further information about those hotels, like the quotation, their regulations, their terms and conditions, please kindly email me or contact me and I will send it to you. And in Hanoi, we have also recommend 4 hotels. First one is the Intercontinental Hanoi Westland. Sorry about that. The Sofitel Legend, Metropole, Mung Thanh, and Hòa Bình. For the quotation also, you can contact me and then I will send it to you. If you need any help, further assistance in booking hotel or flight, you can also come to us. So that is the end of my introduction about our process.
Yeah.
So let's move on with
you. No, excellent. Well done. Thank you, Maya. I think the service that the DBAV offers is probably clear. So we help you with the paperwork, and what we have found, sort of our experience, is that it's also easy for us to do flight bookings and hotel bookings and all the arrangements. What we also see is that we have a number of people that are trying to come in, for example, not being a foreign expert, for example, a spouse of a foreign expert, or that they have got no sponsor company. Now, these are also cases in which we can indeed help or be helpful. We have actually got a witness report. That is a person. Well, we'll talk about him later, but he comes a little bit into the subject of not having a sponsor company. Because you can also fly in through another sponsor company, and in some cases the DBAV can be of assistance too. So if you don't have a sponsor company, please let us know, and then we can try and accommodate you for that. I think the permit service as such is quite complete. Mayan has just done a complete rundown of all the steps. I think what I can add to that is that it's indeed it's quite a long story. It's quite complicated. You have to know your way within the people committee. It is very advisable indeed to let that be done by a local who has got experience in working with people committees and knows about their local stuff. What we see is that companies large and small ask for help in one way or the other. So yeah, just let us know and we're happy to look into your case and give you an assessment of your chances of getting in as well. Meanwhile, I'm seeing questions coming in and we're getting to those, so thanks for the questions. Quickly about that permit service, we have a 100% success rate up to now. That is because the process is indeed quite complicated, but once you start it, what we have seen is that actually everybody will finish it as long as you can deliver the right paperwork. Pricing is, from our side, is competitive, especially for members, but we have checked that very competitive for non-members. We offer a full package service, including paperwork, hotel, transportation, booking, and webinars like this are really meant to inform you as accurate and complete as possible because so many things are unclear when it comes to coming into Vietnam or going home for the holidays. All right, so let's cut to the chase. Question 1 is, I want to enter Vietnam with my family. Is that possible, and what papers should I prepare? It is possible, and you should prepare your marriage certificate and your birth certificate. That is important. Changing your departure date, that's question 2. We're looking at, can I change my departure date and location due to the complicated situation of COVID-19 in my current country? Unless you have not finished step 2, the answer says, which requires official flight tickets, you can still change your departure date and location. In fact, this is actually happening quite a bit with us. We have a lot of cases that believe they're exceptional cases, but there are nowadays so many exceptional cases that they're not exceptional anymore because there simply are too many people changing their departure date for whatever reason. Usually the tickets are flexible. That is a very relaxed approach from the airline companies that are still flying into Vietnam. Question 3 is, I already have a work permit and resident visa. Do I need to get another approval from immigration? Yes, you need a new type of immigration approval, even if you are holding your work permit and temporary resident visa. That is not sufficient at the moment. You get another approval. And question 4 is, I'm a foreign worker in Vietnam. Can I invite my wife to Vietnam myself? In Ho Chi Minh City only. That is the answer to the question at the moment. So if you are a foreigner living in Vietnam, then you can invite your family, your spouse, as long as you can indeed prove that you have a certificate, and I believe a marriage certificate and birth certificate. Yeah. So then that's possible. And question 5 is, I want to do my quarantine in Ho Chi Minh, but my sponsor company is located in Binh Duong province. So the story is that you have to do your quarantine at the place where your sponsor company is officially located. And it's a little bit unlucky for people that are in Binh Duong because there is lesser choice in good hotels. But it is something to keep in mind. If your company is located in Binh Duong and you want to choose that company as your sponsor company, but you still want to stay in a relaxed hotel, in a better hotel in for example, Ho Chi Minh or in Hanoi, then I suppose it's also best to contact us before you start taking action. There are ways. It's a bit complicated to explain it now. So if you have that issue, then please get in touch, and then we'll see if we can figure something out. Service fee, what does it include? Everything except for stamping, visa fee, COVID-19 test, obviously your hotel stay and your flight ticket and any other expenses. It's basically just the paperwork, but when it comes to paperwork, everything is included. All right, going to question number 5. Are family trips to the Netherlands possible in 2021? I mean, that depends. It depends on what type of risks you are willing to take. At the moment, yes, it's possible. You can just do your paperwork here in Vietnam. At the moment, it is arranged as such that while you are in Vietnam, you are allowed to arrange your paperwork and then go to the Netherlands, and then with that paperwork come back into Vietnam. But obviously, you need to take into account that, for example, if that new mutant version of the virus is very aggressive, or if things otherwise change, or Vietnam gets into a lockdown, or, for example, your children get COVID, or you get COVID, or you can't test, you can only get a positive test. Those are all things that are risks. So yeah, you have to decide for yourself whether or not you think it's worth it. If you would go merely for a holiday, then I would advise against it. But there are obviously many cases thinkable where you just have to go back, and then you can do it, and then you can work together, for example, with us to get your paperwork organized. All right. Question number 6: routine travel out of Saigon to, for example, Doha, and then back again for a person with residency in Saigon. Again, it's possible, but yeah, routine travels. It's possible to travel to Doha, do your stuff there, make sure you don't get COVID, and fly back. It's possible, but I would only advise it in emergency cases. Q7 is what's the current status of commercial inbound flights. Status is that they're until further notice cancelled. And as such, there are only repatriation flights. And these flights, I have that in my schedule right here. There are, let me see, basically 2 flight schedules from EU to Vietnam to Ho Chi Minh departs every Friday. That is both Qatar and Emirates. And from Hanoi, it departs every Wednesday and every Friday to Hanoi, sorry.
This is going to be 1 day earlier. That's before that.
Yeah. So Singapore Airlines is a bit complicated to explain like this, but they fly more. Yeah, I'm seeing the question of Sebastian. I will get to that in a minute. Vaccination be mandatory to enter Vietnam without quarantine in Q1 or 2, 2021. Well, so far there's really no news about that. And we all know the rumors, and you can look online and on the fora, and there will be a lot of discussion and talking, and I've heard this and he heard that, but there's nothing formal known. So it's not. I don't feel that it's appropriate for me to comment on that. So far, there are no regulations on vaccination or mandatory vaccination, or what type of shot you should get. Should it be the Russian shot, the Vietnamese shot, or the American shot, or maybe all 3 of them? Who knows? How long is the quarantine now in Ho Chi Minh, and how much of 100% to be sure that's succeeding the process? So quarantine is obviously French for 14 days, but it's actually 15 days, and you only get released on the 16th day if you're unlucky. During that time, you need to get a few negative PCR tests, and Harold can tell you more about what that's like, because he's, I believe, in day 4 or 5 or so of his quarantine. Then question number 10 is policies for spouses of experts returning to Vietnam. Well, basically, it's pretty strict. In the beginning, it was very strict indeed. And now we see that in Ho Chi Minh, it is becoming possible to invite your spouse to travel alone to Vietnam. Question 11 is, are there any concrete successful cases in the past 6 months of European expats other than embassies and CEOs who went back to their home country for whatever reason and were allowed to come back to Vietnam? Yes, very many. We have a 100% success rate, and we know others do too. So it's possible. It's just difficult. It's a lot of hassle to get everything organized, but it's possible. All right. That means I'm going to. Those were the questions, but let's just go back. And answer a few questions that were in chat. Let me see. I think the one of Sebastian. There's no info. So when it comes to your question, Sebastian, on being vaccinated by one of the leading companies when re-entering Vietnam, no, there's nothing formally known about that. Again, we do these office hours every week, So once we know more, and I really try to connect to some of the institutes and companies that are about that, and I will definitely share that if I can. Good. Then we go to slide 22. That is Harold. I'm putting his cam on. Hey, Harold, just a second. Putting your microphone on now. Yeah, we can hear you. Fantastic. Harold, welcome to Vietnam to start with.
Can you hear me?
How are you doing, and
Okay.
and how can you tell us a little bit more about your adventure?
Yes, okay. I will do. My name is Harold Bloemendaal. I work for export company of bot flower bulbs. We are selling flower bulbs to Vietnam, and I travel every year around 4 times to Vietnam because we have big business here. Of course, I didn't travel for the last year since January 2020. And I was planning to travel to Vietnam again because this is now Tet season. That means a lot of flowers are almost in the end stage, and we need to check fields and that kind of things, and also discuss with our customers. So I tried to get into Vietnam, and in first base, I started with another company who tried to help me to get everything done, but it took too long and communication was so-so. So I got in contact with DBAV, and I said it's excellent because my aunt helped me with everything step by step, and it was superb. And we managed in 4 weeks to get everything done because time was limited. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm here now, and I just entered Vietnam on the 2nd of January. So I left Holland and I fly with
Can you tell me a little bit more about the
yeah,
flight? Like,
of course,
was it
the trip was a little bit longer.
do you have to wear a blue suit when you're in the flight? Were you able to get some sleep? Was it full?
No, the flight was very convenient. I entered Schiphol, and all the documents my aunt recommend to take with me, they needed because they checked everything. The rest was normal. I got into the plane, no checkings and so on. Only wear a face mask, but that's all. And the plane was quite empty. I think around 5 or 10% of the seats were filled, and the rest were empty. So enough space. Also in Doha, no extra regulations, and I transferred easily. The transfer time is long.
How long was your waiting time in Doha?
You have to wait, and you have to do some concessions. And when you enter Vietnam, around 13 hours.
Do you have any recommendations for any good books?
It's quite long, but yeah, you have to do something for your job, so it was not a problem. No. I'm not a reader, and yeah, they have to find out themselves. But I found a nice spot, and I spoke to one Dutchman. There are some silent rooms also in Doha.
I suppose that also the airport of Doha is very empty at this moment.
And it's up to everybody, but yeah, I'm quite easy. It was quite crowdy compared to Schiphol, because I don't know, but there was quite crowdy. But I didn't fly often to by Doha, but it looks quite normal. In Schiphol, all ports are closed, right? But in Doha, everything is open.
Yeah, and then you went in that transport van. How was that?
Yes. Yeah, also quite normal, but of course it's different. There is a check in the end, and you need to have the final QR code. So everyone who's coming there need to fill in some paperwork.
Yeah.
And finally managed, and they guide you to the transfer with a bus, and that's where I have to wear a blue suit, and that's it. And they guide me to my hotel, and everything was fine. They received me, and now I'm in quarantine, and hotel is quite okay.
Okay, yeah,
Fortunately,
exactly.
I
So yeah,
booked
that was
a
the
bigger
last
room,
question
but
about the
it was
hotel.
booked everything, so I have
You
a smaller
have,
room, but everything is okay.
you've got that room. Are the walls already creeping in on you, or how's the life in quarantine? Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's quite okay, but
I
of
understand.
course I prefer a bigger room, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. And
yeah.
yeah, the
What's the
Wi-Fi
food
is
like? Is the
okay,
food
the
any
shower
good?
is okay, everything. So all first behaviors you have. Yeah, you can choose from the menu, so
Are
you
you
can
able to
choose
do any
Western
delivery
or Asian,
type of
and
food,
there are a
or can
few
you order
options.
food in or not?
And yeah, it's okay. Yes.
Great.
You can do a
Yeah,
little
yes.
bit, but yeah, like I
Okay, now,
mentioned, I'm quite easy, so I take
yeah.
what it is, and
And
that's
so
how I
that
live.
means you're now in
Yeah.
day 3 of 15 days, right? Is that correct?
But it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, Harold, thank you very much for letting us know a little bit about
Yes, that's right.
your travel, your trip so far, and good luck in the rest of your quarantine. And I hope that maybe we can uh, have a coffee or so
Okay.
after you're out of quarantine, if you have the time.
Yes, okay. I want to thank you for your help, of course, and of course Mayan, because she was very helpful and very correct.
Thank you.
So I will
Thank you
recommend
very much, Harold. Thanks for your
DBAV to
time,
everybody
and
because
speak
this
soon.
is,
Thank you for your
yeah,
time.
I said excellent.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Great. Okay, so
okay,
that was Harold. Fantastic
bye.
that he could share some of the experiences. Um, so we're coming to the end of the presentation. I'm just going through the questions. I see that Tim asked a question on Singapore Airlines flying from Europe or from Singapore as well. Oh, okay, that's already answered. Yeah, and that departs from Singapore as well, so that is indeed correct. Quinn asked, where is Ho Chi Minh? That is probably meant in regard to the slide with the hotels, and I think the second slide showed the hotels in Ho Chi Minh. Buzz asked, is there any way to get other people into the country other than experts? Yes, that's possible. If it's your family member or spouse, in some cases it's possible.
We have a version of you here.
Yeah. For a person like Quy, who is a Vietnamese resident,
You go to college.
Yeah.
Living in the Netherlands now, the only way to go back to Vietnam is through the repatriation flight from the government. There is no way, no other way. Unless you have a company here can sponsor you as their workers.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. But what I would advise to Vietnamese nationals is that they contact the Vietnamese Consulate General
Yeah,
in
true,
The Hague.
true.
Yeah, or the embassy. I'm not sure where that is. Okay, so that means that we have finished all questions. Again, thank you very much for your time. Have a look at our YouTube channel and our LinkedIn, where we post regular updates. If you have said yes to marketing efforts, then we will also connect you to the newsletter about flights into Vietnam, and to all attendants of the webinar, we will send the slides that are that we have just discussed, so that you can check everything in your own time once more. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope to see you all soon in better times.
Bye-bye. So, good evening, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.